What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Daniel Harms, film analyst here at RGR Football, and I have a really awesome film review for you guys today. It started off of me looking for some of the problems that the Chiefs have had on offense, and it turned into something that I didn't expect it to. There was a specific player, Orlando Brown, had himself an exceptional game against the Broncos. I believe this was probably his best overall game as a Chief, his best looking. He looks way more comfortable. He's moving a lot better, and he seems to be understanding a bit more of the fine aspects of this offense. So we're going to start off with some of the things that they did well, that I think are one of the specific things that they did well that we've been asking for a little bit more of this season. We're going to talk about some of the issues that have been plaguing the Chiefs. I'm going to refer to some of my videos that are up on Twitter, and then we're going to start with the Orlando Brown film that was just a clinic from him. There's a lot of different techniques that he used, and we're going to get into that. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the film, because that is the reason everybody is here. It's not to hear me drone on about what I'm going to talk about. So this is the first drive. You can tell 9 minutes left. What they're doing here is they're motioning from left to right, showing you man coverage. And I know that it looks like they're shifting from zone, but they align up man to man here. So let's just clear it out. They're just going to align, that's why they did all of that, just to show man coverage. They kind of look almost like zone. So this is one of those aspects of the offense that we wanted to see more of. Use Tyreek Hill in the slot, get him matched up on some linebackers and some safeties that allow him to be his explosive self. But this is how they did it, okay? And when it comes down to the whole aspect of this offense, I really think that the Chiefs need to be more, aware of the players that they have on their team. So obviously you have Josh Gordon going from left to right. The shift happens, and from here you're going to see Clyde move from right to left. So this is how they run this. You have Gordon running pretty much a post. You're just going to have McCole Hardman run himself down the middle of the field, basically an over route. And what this does, obviously, it takes the safety with the corner with the safety to try to move him off of the ball. Don't want anyone moving with Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill is just going to run and drag across the formation. Clyde's going to run to the flat, and you're going to have Kelsey run almost like an over route here. But the intent is to run a pick play for this linebacker. The Chiefs do this a lot, and they run Kelsey right at the linebacker and just hit Clyde in the flat. So as you watch this guy who's, paying attention to what the Chiefs are doing, you're going to see exactly why this play ends up working out really, really well. Because like I said, they've done that before. Let's get that cleared up. That was bad. Let's go back to that. So as you can see, both the safety and the linebacker show up with Clyde in the flat, because if this is a wheel route, which is what it looks like to me, this linebacker is going to get beat. So he takes the initiative and gets down here so this throw can't be had. But the problem is that you have basically a linebacker here on Tyreek Hill. That's just a bad matchup. So what the Chiefs did is they messed with the alignment and the numbers of the defenders in the box, basically, and understood that the Broncos were playing essentially a single high safety. And this guy down here has been playing more like in this part of the field, but with the recognition of the Chiefs liking to use those pick plays and getting the running backs in the flat quickly to get the ball out, specifically on 2nd and 8, things like that. They were able to match up Tyreek Hill with that linebacker in the slot, and it creates a first down off of a drag route, which, look at all the space he has to work with. So again, like it's all about using the players that you have, understanding the strengths. I think that Tyreek Hill in the slot is ideal for this offense. It's going to get more linebackers. It's going to draw more positive matchups for your offense. And at the end of the day, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to accomplish that. I don't know why this is so buggy today. I'm having some real issues with the VLC media player, so I'm just going to let it run through from here. So yeah, again, writing to see Tyreek Hill one-on-one. Like, he's just kind of sitting in his own almost, but Tyreek's able to get down there and make a big play. Moderate play. I won't say a big play for a first down, which is what they've always been trying to do, just trying to match that up. So the offensive line, only bringing 4. They do a good job of absorbing some power here, but the ball comes out quickly enough that it doesn't really matter. So again, finding the matchups, making everything work is all about this whole thing. So this is one of their more common deep shot plays, in my opinion. It was one of the most common formations. You're gonna have the tight end on the line here with Kelsey. You're gonna have a fullback, so you have 21 personnel and two wide receivers. This is just a 100% wind throw, in my opinion, and we're going to see it better on the other angle. But as you can see, the Chiefs have recognized what the Broncos were doing in this game, and they were getting the right matchups. So Tyreek Hill is going to be running a double move, basically just a corner post. He's going to show to the corner and then hit this over route almost here. Travis Kelce is going to be running a curl, and Demarcus Robinson is going to be releasing to the inside and getting to the corner. And you're going to have block to the flat and block, okay? What this does, obviously, is it's supposed to be more of a play action, but Patrick is very bad about creating a legitimate mesh point. So you're still drawing in the linebackers enough, and that's pretty much what they're always trying to do. And that's the part that really bothers me, is I'd like to see a bit more of a mesh point from Patrick. But again, they get what they want. This is a touchdown. This is a touchdown throw. But I think you have a little bit of the problem here with Wiley getting blown off the ball. Boom. And then able to just create some pressure, moving Patrick off a spot. And unfortunately, it does take a little bit longer for the play to develop, and you're trying to create that time. He's not drifting backward in the pocket, which is good. He's stepping up to his left. But when we get this angle out here, I'm going to show you once we go through this one more time, because I think Demarcus Robinson does a good job of actually getting open. Boom, right here, releasing underneath to get that open. But you have almost a double team on Travis Kelce here. But that creates this opening for Tyreek Hill. And I do think you still have a play here that can be made. So you have guys that are open, but the goal of this play is obviously to create the deep shot. So they do the very good job of that. Tyreek Hill is open for a touchdown, in my opinion. And unfortunately, we're going to see here on the backup, Wiley, as well as the wind, really impacting the throw. So I do think that the Chiefs understood what the Broncos tried to do, and just watch as it just dies. And that's got nothing to do with Patrick. It's got nothing to do with anything else, really. He had to move off his spot a little bit, but he doesn't get touched. Like, this is a throw that he makes a lot, and like just that ball, as soon as it hit the wind, it just dies. The wind is moving from left to right, and you can really see the impact that it had on this throw. Boom, just dies. So, in my opinion, that's all 100% the throw, and as much as it is Wiley not letting him get set. But I think that the Chiefs did a good job of finding some of those spots in this game, and they had drops, they had wind impacting the throw, and I think that just moving him off that spot a little bit and not knowing where exactly he's going to be definitely impacted what Patrick Mahomes was able to get down the field. So, at the end of the day, I think they did have some good drawn-up plays. You're going to see another one right here that starts not only the confidence that I have growing in the offense, because they're noticing some things and they're doing a good job of setting plays up. So this is the start of also the Orlando Brown talk. So we're going to watch the play unfold. We're going to talk about Orlando Brown. We're going to see exactly what happens here and what doesn't happen here. This ends up being a hold on Trey Smith. I believe his second of the game. He has at least two of them. But what we're going to notice here is the Chiefs essentially are just running down the field. Like, they're just going to run go, and you're going to release to the inside, but you're going to go up the field. This is Demarcus Robinson, and Tyreek Hill is going to do the same thing out here. This is against this single high, and what ends up being a single high safety, okay? So, as you can see, Travis Kelce's coming across the field just to create some attention. You have Clyde going to the backfield too, but this is the look that they want, okay? Because Demarcus Robinson's going to get open. Tyreek Hill beats this guy so quickly, and the safety's coming over, but he's not getting back, okay? And Demarcus Robinson's going to split this, and they're going to essentially split the defense and force this safety to be in a position where he has to guard one side or the other. I would like to see, Patrick probably take this shot, okay? But the problem is that he understands now that the wind is impacting too. But he's going to have the seat of a Bronco defender right in his butt, so he has to get out, and that's what unfortunately doesn't allow him to make the play here. Like I said, they did a good job of setting it all up. They really did, and they have all of it here for them. But they said the hold. Now, if Patrick gets the ball out a little bit earlier, or if he throws the ball when he pumps it right here, because he wants to throw down the field, and I think that he maybe bit too much on the safety coming in, and I get that. So I understand him not throwing it specifically because I think, you know, he saw that the play would unfold a bad way. Maybe the safety gets picked there. But again, they had what they wanted to. They drew it all up properly, and then at the end of the day, it just didn't work. So this is where we get to talk a little bit about Orlando Brown, because I think that Orlando Brown had himself the best game of his career. Okay, he did a good job on that last play too, really allowing Mahomes to get outside of the pocket. Following his guy's footwork was good, but this is where it all starts. Sit down. He's telling Shelby Harris here to sit down. This is a max protect play. It's also a bad play from Mahomes, unfortunately. But we're going to see just kind of quickly here. Attacking, hands, move, stops. He's able to move, and then he understands where he's coming next. It's good stuff. It's very, very good stuff. Ooh, we got some bubbles there. The bubbles are just bad in this video. I'm not sure why, but this is why this is a bad play, by the way. So now Mahomes, first off, doesn't see that there's going to be safety reading his eyes, okay, and going to come across and put this ball into a bad window. But not only is this a bad play, because right now is when Mahomes should be throwing this, in my opinion. If you're going to throw it at all, this is when you need to be throwing it. He's looking at him. He's looking at the safety, trying to hold him with Tyreek Hill going deep down the field. But you need to throw this now because it's open. Okay, so first off, that doesn't happen. And then he throws it way out in front of him. Like, he doesn't even throw it to him. Travis Kelce can't get there. And by the time he realizes where he is on the field, that he was about to get leveled, he just has to go to the ground. So it's not an accurate throw. It's unfortunately for Kelce, it would have put him in a bad situation had he completed it then. But he's late on it. And that's part of the problem that we're seeing with everything, that Mahomes' accuracy is being tested a little bit. Like, this is wide open, and I'm not sure why it took him so long to pull the trigger. Maybe there's a little bit of hesitancy with trying to maybe this ball gets batted down. I don't know. But it needed to come out earlier, and unfortunately ends up in a bad spot. But the big part we want to focus on is Orlando Brown looking comfortable, moving his hips, keeping with an actually very athletic Shelby Harris, and then just sets him on the ground. I really enjoyed watching Orlando Brown in this game, because he was putting guys on their butt all game, and then he was doing some excellent technical things against Shelby Harris. So this is a stunt here. No, excuse me. This is the wrong play. I'm just getting ahead of myself. But it's an excellent job of him just taking, Bradley Chubb, swatting the hand down, and then just putting him in the ground. So this is what I want you guys to see on this specific play. Slowly here, we're going to slow it down, and I want to just watch Bradley Chubb's hand. You guys got nowhere to go, okay? He's got nowhere to go. He ends up losing his balance on that play specifically. It's a great job understanding leverage and pushing him into the ground when you know that you have the advantage. He has extremely insane upper body strength, so being able to attack has really made him more comfortable in this offense. So he's able to get to Bradley Chubb, and he's not having to cede so much ground where he's very inept. He's just not able to cover that ground quickly. But he's getting a little bit better out of his stance too. He's firing off a little bit better. And this is the play I was talking about earlier. But being comfortable in your sets, being a little bit looser in his hips, and understanding that leverage like I was talking about, tacking with his hand, forcing Chubb to have to come outside to inside when he doesn't want to, and he loses that balance a little bit, and then just that extension, it's perfect. It's really, really good understanding of that situation and execution on his part. Here's going to do a lot of the same stuff where he's able to use his hips well, identifies the stunt, and this doesn't look like much, but it is. Okay? Watch his outside hand on Shelby Harris. Right there. See, he holds his hand. He's holding hands. Okay. But this is like almost an attempt at a Hamilton, because if Shelby Harris is able to get his hand underneath and swat and rip underneath with his inside hand here, he's able to do all of that. This is going to be almost an immediate pressure on Patrick Mahomes and force him to maybe miss this throw. Okay. But instead, he holds him up. He's doing a really good job of holding him up there, and he can't get around the edge because of the excellent job from holding basically the Hamilton there, and that's off of that stunt, knowing that he's coming back around. And again, he doesn't have the best hip movement, and you see it here on display, but he's able to overcome that by using that Hamilton, grabbing the hand and forcing Harris to be unable to do anything, to be able to bend around that edge. That's the execution of a really, really good technique, that Hamilton technique, and just stops him in his tracks. And then Mahomes can get out. Darrell Williams leaks out of the backfield, up the field, and that's the big play that becomes generated because of Orlando Brown. That's what happened, okay? Now, this is the final play of our film review. Once again, it is about Orlando Brown initially, but this is why I have every faith that Patrick Mahomes is going to figure it out. And I'm going to talk a little bit about his sidearm technique, because I think we're seeing a discrepancy in when it's happening and where it's most effective. And this is the play where it's most effective, okay? So, obviously, keep your eyes on Orlando Brown for specifically because he just kills a man. He just takes him and pushes him into the ground, and Travis Kelce does the rest. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce do the rest. That's just an excellent. Again, the understanding of leverage that Orlando Brown he's really showing me right now. He looks so much more confident in his ability to do everything he's being asked. And when you're able, he's got his hands outside a little bit too high, and for this, in my opinion, but he's fighting through, and then he turns him. That's the difference in this play, is that he doesn't get beat by being held. The rusher doesn't do a good job of really exploiting that. He tries to go underneath, and Brown just kind of sits on him almost, and just takes that weight against him, throws him down into the dirt, and it's over. Standing over him is the ultimate sign of disrespect. He just said, I'm not having any of this, and there's nothing you can do about it, okay? Great job. Just great. So this is really where the sidearm throw, it's ridiculous, guys. Like, this is where the sidearm throw is best. On the move, that's why they use the sidearm in baseball like this, because he's running to his left, he can come back to his right, and he obviously knows that defender is coming with him because he's running. So boom, you're going to come out here, run, throw back around him, and he's not there. And I think that we've seen some sidearm throws from Patrick in the pocket to be inaccurate, because that's typically you're standing still and you're not out on the run, and it's just a little bit different. And he's definitely more comfortable running outside of the pocket. So I think what we're seeing is him trying to deal with some of the stuff where he's seeing in the pocket and doing the same things that he would do if he's on the run. So I could be wrong. I don't know if mechanically it's that big of a deal, because I'm not a trainer. Bobby Stroop would have more of an understanding than I would. The team would. At this point, I'm not 100% certain that it's a problem, but it does look like one. And again, just wanting to see more out of Patrick in the pocket, a little bit better with his arm motion. But at the end of the day, these are the kind of plays, one from Orlando Brown Jr. to allow Mahomes to do what he does best, get outside the pocket and just be who he is. That's the kind of play that is showing me that I think that they're going to be okay. I think that the scheme was good. They had a lot of drops in this game and a lot of, let's just say, missed plays that were definitely there. So I'm having, while it's hard to watch the first time around because they're not executing well and they're just finding themselves in poor positions a lot of time, I do think that we have to take some of that with a grain of salt. And who knows? There's 5 games, or they're 8-4. So the Chiefs have 5 games left on the schedule. That's enough to get right. We've seen the defense do that over a matter of less than 5 games. So I think that they can do it. It's going to be all about that execution. If they come out against the Raiders, And unfortunately, I don't think the Raiders are the team that's going to be able to get them set for that. I'm excited to see Orlando Brown Jr. against Max Crosby a little bit more, even Yannick Ngakoue to some extent. I think that this could help their confidence a little bit because, especially if the Raiders play defense the way everyone else has been. If they come out the way they played against them the last time, I think that we're just seeing this team be what they are against the kind of defense. We're going to see what they're made of down the stretch here in the last month of the season outside of the Raiders game. And I think everything that I'm seeing on tape shows me that there is some adaptation to what they're seeing, and they're calling the plays against the coverages properly, and it's just not unfolding the way that they want to, whether it's blocking up front at times with some Andrew Wiley, or a hold on Trey Smith, or just not taking a shot when it's there, whether it's the wind. I think that the wind had some impact on Mahomes' decisions to take the ball down the field specifically. They only threw it past 10 yards 5 or 7 times in that game, and that tells me a little bit more about what they thought. But I wish they would have seen them run more of those underneath routes with Tyreek Hill if that was the case. So, again, Orlando Brown's looking really good. I think their concepts are there, and Mahomes' confidence is a little bit shaky right now. But I think that, like I said, the plays are there. If people hold on to that ball in that game, I think that allows them to get into that rhythm after the first drive, and that's when they've been struggling and not getting into that rhythm, is after the first drive. They lead the NFL in points scored on opening drives, so outside of that, they have confidence to do that, but they need to figure it out in the second and third drives, get all the way down the field, actually put up some points, and then I think they'll be able to continue that confidence all the way through a game and all the way through into the postseason. I hope you guys enjoyed this film review. It was a lot of fun to see Orlando Brown taking a next step, and I think that if he keeps this up, he's probably going to be paid by the Kansas City Chiefs to be their left tackle of the future. I know that's a sore spot for a lot of people, but I think that he's doing a good enough job right now to be that. So that's really a comforting thing, to be honest, because then you don't have that uncertainty at left tackle. So that was a lot of fun to see. I think that there was a lot of fun stuff in this game. They had the concepts there. So again, hopefully we get to see an offensive performance against the Raiders, just because to really mess up some of the doldrums that we've had as Chiefs fans watching them play. So again, if you guys want to leave anything in the comment section, what it should be about is, who do you think needs to have the best game on Sunday at 1 o'clock against the Las Vegas Raiders at home? The Chiefs offense hasn't played as well at home as they have on the road. So who do you think needs to have the best game outside of Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs to be successful in finding those big plays and finding the 40, maybe 40 points that they needed to have against the Raiders again? Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear it. Let's talk about it. You guys have a great day.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.